Okay.
Oh, that looks great.
Good. Woohoo! Welcome, welcome, welcome. We have a new light. It's a ring light and it makes us feel fancy.
Can you tell?
We're super fancy.
Do we have alien eyes?
Well, I'm sure it's popping up. I love that we have this solo picture of you. That looks good.
That looks great. I'm excited.
I look so good.
Oh.
Just kidding.
It might be a little bright.
Alright, so
No.
we we missed Saturday, but we're here and it's Tuesday. It feels like
just
Saturday
really
and it's
white.
confusing to me. How's the sound?
It has it.
Bruce! Captain Bruce, you magnificent man.
Yeah, that's good.
Welcome.
We are
Oh.
very white, David.
Wow.
Welcome back. I'm
I
pale.
think we need to go and get a tan.
I turn orange. I get Irish tan and that's it. Anyway,
I wasn't saying like go to a tan booth or
those-
something. I just said that you should go outside more.
never. That's where the sun is. My mortal enemy. Alright. If you want to check out the entire of what has happened from beginning to end, post it on Instagram latest. You can go check it out. If you're wondering where's your Instagram, well, it's linked. And it's also a natural one. Lord Bruce now. Okay.
Isn't it
Alright.
natural one official?
He's not the
natural one
commander
official.
anymore. He's taken over.
I mean, you know what?
New leader in power.
I accept.
Didn't we say that he was the new leader?
Well, like he was like the guy that was just leading them, but I guess now he's like
Isn't
He's-
that
he's a
the
lord.
definition of
appointed
leader?
It's
lord.
like Fire Lord or something.
I love it. Captain Bruce now, then Commander Bruce, and then Lord Bruce. Next, he's gonna be King Bruce, Emperor Bruce, and then we have to stop.
Running a tyrant nation.
We have to stop. He's getting too powerful. I play a lot of like Hearts of Iron and Crusader Kings and all these things where you like take over land. So I can see it happening. All right. Anyway. For those watching the replay and watching live, we welcome you. We're going to get started right away. Like I said, on Instagram there's a post that says from beginning to end, you won't miss a thing. But you can always watch it, but that's like a few days worth of footage. So, you know, if you have any questions, let us know. We will get started right now. What was the last thing that you folks remember? What was the last episode, I should say? Not like we stopped.
Last episode, wasn't that we're following the people,
There's a lot of wandering cats and
the people that we
alcoholic
had met,
problems.
that little tribe, they were taken
Yeah.
by the slavers, and then we followed them. And then we had you go and infiltrate, but then you
Got
went crazy
amnesia.
because you didn't have your alcohol.
Yeah.
And then I had to go in with my cat, Familiar, and yes, that's you. Yes, that's you. Smiling at me.
There's a baby down there, by the way.
Yeah, not a cat.
Not a cat.
Just letting you all know that
It's a baby.
she might be
Um,
up here soon. So
Yeah. She'll be staring at the light. And then finally got you alcohol, right? No, we won.
It was
you
a
followed
difficult-
us out.
a lot of bad rolls and
Yeah.
a lot of great rolls by
It
the
was really
enemy.
funny.
Yeah.
It almost was really bad, but we made it through.
And so the last thing that happened is we see the city.
Yeah.
We like
You were cresting a hill and we stopped as you
Yeah.
just saw like the top of the city. I
Uh-huh.
was like, and done.
yeah.
Welcome everyone that's hopping on.
I
Nice to
think
have
this
you
chair is
aboard.
going to break, so
I'm sure, and mine will
it
too.
feels like wobbly.
It's okay. You can always come share mine when it's.
I'll try really hard to break mine too, so we can do it in sync.
Oh, I would be so sad. We need a new table and chair set.
We should start a GoFundMe.
Help us get new tabletop furniture.
Anyway, now we're gonna get started. So, like I said, you were cresting the hill and you could just see the top of this great city and this huge river that went all the way through it. As you... I've gotta go. Sirens went by.
I need it.
Anyway, so you crest the top of the hill and you see something that you expected and something you didn't expect. You see the city, but
That's
you
what we
also
expected.
see... They're onto me. That is what you expected. But what you didn't expect is that it's actually under siege.
Ooh.
Which has, as far as your knowledge, has never happened before.
Dun, dun, dun.
You can't see the banners well enough to know like what country,
Is
what
it like
empire it's
right
from.
in front of us, attacking
No, no,
the
no.
wall, or is it's
They're guarding
off
the
that
road,
way?
and you can see ships in the harbor.
so it's a naval siege?
A bit of both. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They managed to get people on the shore, and there's also lots and lots of.
We can't see any kind of banners or anything.
You can see
No.
banners, just nothing clear from this
Oh,
distance.
okay.
But you can see there's clearly the glint of armor and swords.
Even
either
with
drawn,
my elf eyes.
Even with your elf eyes.
Oh my goodness.
You're not a Legolas.
I am. I'm better.
You're a Legolas. It's a
You're
bad joke, but
so
also I had
funny.
a game. What was it called? I don't remember. It was a fantasy one.
You
People
digress. Okay.
played. I called myself Legolas. I thought it was spelled Legolass, and so everyone thought I was a girl. It was really annoying. Anyway,
Was
I
that a long
digress.
time ago?
Yes.
Or was that like yesterday?
No, it was like preteen. I was so cool. Anyway, so you see the siege. You see a lot of black armor. You see a lot of interesting siege works. They've got trebuchets and mangonels being set up.
What's that?
Mangonels is like a big catapult.
Oh, okay.
You don't see any siege towers
Far
yet.
less superior to the trebuchet.
Distance-wise, yes. It's more for loading many boulders instead of just one big wall chunk.
Wall
It's
chunk.
interesting because the beach is strewn with a skirmish battle that had happened, but it's mostly the bodies of the enemy. I mean, it's hard to tell at this point who's an ally, but you want the other guys dead. So an
You're
enemy of my
saying-
enemy, if they are, is a friend, and you just see that it's good. They're fighting. This could be a chance, but the enemy that you're with right now, they've stopped and they're all talking to each other, and there's a little bit of smoke rising from the city. It looks like a few boulders have been launched. A few like hey, we're still here type.
So where are we in relation to like this
you
caravan?
would be just north of it. You guys have been following like the ocean side the entire time, and now you've reached
And
the
we're,
city
but we're a
from it.
distance away from the little caravan.
Yes, that he's in right now. Yeah. You're far enough away, like a couple dunes over, that if they look back, they could think it's a mirage or something.
Just squat and don't move. They'll be like, was that rock there before?
Just strange boulders following us.
We need like those little capes that turn into the.
Oh, like
The
in Lord of the
Hobbit.
Rings, the
Yeah.
Hobbit, yeah.
Since
Those
we're
are
on that.
sweet.
Okay. All right.
Also elephants. I'm just kidding.
Well, we are in the desert. You never know.
Do we recognize, or I guess do I recognize
You're
any
closer.
like banners or like is the armor?
I'm gonna say
Oh,
roll
oh.
perception, see if you can see any that are visible.
23.
Yes, you do. You see actually in the sand, not like 40 feet from you, a symbol of two crossed swords over a breastplate. And you recognize that from Castle's insignia.
That's what I was wondering if that was Castle.
So
Well,
Castle's
It's
father
not
and
Castle, 'cause
group.
Castle's
Castle has
dead.
perished on the road, unfortunately. But his people were spying way back when. It was like 8-9 months ago that they were scouting, and they just suddenly launched an attack. So his job was to do that. The prince got separated. He wasn't with Castle. They got separated from each other. But the prince and Dowd, which he got killed in the Underdark. But the prince got away with a bunch of the slaves, including the Minotaur and a few other people. And they made it back to, obviously, and told what weaknesses there were. So they're attacking.
Uh-huh.
Never been done.
So
I'm sorry. It's probably been under siege before. It just
Not
never
like
never
this.
turns
Not
out.
in
this
our
way.
lifetime.
Right.
Yeah, so these are allies.
So next to you, you see a few of the men, like kind of shifting, and the commander, who is the same like mage that has the elemental, the giant rock creature. He tells everyone to just back up, like immediately go back down the dune. There are some soldiers, cavalrymen, doing little patrols, like
Of the
of
other
the
Castle's
Gibberian
people?
Knights. It's a strange name, but it's just the
The
way it turned out.
Gibberian?
Jebur, Jebur. It's a dialect thing
Oh, okay.
for.
Jabur.
Don't yell at
Anyway,
me.
so
Don't you
they have come to land and they've been doing patrols, making sure no one's gonna attack their siege equipment and things like that. So they've been doing patrols, and clearly they've been near recently because there's hoof prints all in front.
Okay.
So your commander, current commander, is telling you to back down, and so immediately everyone starts like moving backwards, pulling the cages backwards, and it's gonna be hairy if they find you and you're involved, because then you have to fight someone.
Yeah, yeah.
Your cover could be blown real quick. But that is where you're at. We don't know that.
Okay.
The current group does not
Yeah,
know this.
yeah.
What current group?
Us back here hiding.
We don't know that it's castles.
We have no idea. We just
Well, I wouldn't know. 'Cause
we
I
can
don't
barely
know anything
see-
about castle.
we can barely see
I
there's
only
a
knew him
siege
for a
at
couple
all.
of days.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I would probably try to somehow let them know through like the rune stone.
Okay.
Maybe make an attempt
That's
with
fair.
that.
All right. So, what would you say?
It's
How
ca-
would you do it?
Yeah.
Like, just like scratching and
You
talking.
can reply to this message.
I right over. I would probably just say like castle, and see if they
Okay.
maybe understand.
As you say that, the guy next to you says it's more than that, but
Exactly.
but Odeon turns to you and says, "He said castle.
What does that mean?
Well, Castle is one of the men we buried with."
Okay, right. I remember that, but what is it's
He'd been scouting with his men to find weaknesses in the.
Oh, well, it seems like they found it then.
Apparently,
So these are his men.
so it seemed. I'm not sure, but if he says castle, a castle can't be here. Right? He's very dead.
You don't need to remind us, Odeon. Delicacy.
He's not used to that. So. Five
Okay.
separate words, one word texts. Maybe a staring contest.
Yeah.
All right, so Odeon says, "So what should we do? We can't get any closer, or should we just finally attack these people? What do you want to do?" He says also to you.
Okay. This is telepathic through the stone,
Well, through
right,
the stone.
basically.
He's talking
Yeah.
to her, but
Yeah.
he's also. You can hear. It's just not gonna affect it.
Yeah.
If you start talking to yourself, people might notice.
So, okay. Where's George?
George is in one of the cages.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that George could break through the cage?
And
Probably.
Odeon repeats, "Do you think George could break through?"
Do I? Perception. 23.
You can see that he's already semi-lifted part of it. It's made out of like really strong wood and like bits of iron,
It's not like all
but
that.
he's already like wrapped around a little bit, so he could get a good yank on it, maybe break through.
And then where's what's his name? Salik?
Mm-hmm.
Is that his name?
Yeah.
Because is he
job.
dead?
No, he's not dead.
Where
He's in
is
the
he?
group.
Where is he?
So there's 3 cages. No,
No,
that's
there's
not
13.
true. There's 13 cages. I was like, there's 3. No, there's 13. Big difference. I remember it was a 3 number.
13,
There are
David,
13 cages,
13.
and he's in the 4th cage from the front.
Okay, and George is in the 3rd cage from the front.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I made my little map. And where are you?
I'm hanging out.
Probably near George. What are you thinking?
Yeah.
Just so we can make sure we can figure out where you're at when all
Yeah.
this stuff goes
Yeah.
down.
I mean, that's probably the best place to be strategically. Near an ally.
Yeah, so
And we'll say that. Okay, so what you should do, maybe we should kind of make some a diversion. Unlucky for us is that he's right by George. But you need to get this guy out because he might be helpful to us since he's a magic user. and I asked Kalali. Sorry.
Kalali, that's right.
Kalali. I'm remembering names, guys.
I'm proud of you, Salik,
Um,
Kalali. You're
I
all over it.
know.
And George, that one's even
Amazing.
harder.
I asked, does anybody else use magic, or anyone else like a warrior that maybe could help us?
Just
Just
very,
you?
very simple spells like healing or
Oh, okay. Well, that can be helpful. But Salik's the only warlock. Is that
so
what
I've
he
never
is?
seen him use his powers, but I know he has them.
Oh, yeah.
And as you're all talking, he's relaying the information to you as you're just
Okay.
kind of like listening to this.
Just,
What's happening?
What is that?
The mage has been pushing everyone to go down the side of the dune, like backwards a bit, which is not headed
So is it
directly
still
at
in
you.
order, or are they all kind of bunched up a
It's
little
in
bit?
order, and he's moving it downwards now. They're headed now to
I
the
was hoping
west.
that they would like move Salik's cage away from George's so that
yeah.
George could distract while you release.
They're moving about west,
Yeah.
northwest, which you're north directly, like northeast of them right now. So
So on this is a map of the city, right?
yes, that is.
Okay. So what's north?
North would be
The ocean.
that way.
This is north.
So
Yeah.
that's where we're coming from.
So we're coming in from this way, that way.
I can't
By
see
the
where you're
ocean.
pointing.
We're coming in from
That's
the
right.
ocean.
We're-
Okay.
Correct.
And this is an entrance.
Yeah,
I just
anything
wanted
that
to know.
any of those that are like doubled
So we're
together
coming in
with
through
little
by
gate
the
symbols.
by the ocean. Okay. All right. Well, I think we try to free the slaves. Kill as much as these slavers as we can. What?
I just thought you were gonna. For some reason, I was like, she's gonna start swearing.
No, what was in my mind was a lot worse.
That's
I'm
why I
holding
love
my
you.
baby, and I don't swear out loud very often.
I do. In my car.
Then my toddler starts repeating, so I have to be really
Yeah.
careful. I don't know where he learned that word. Yeah, so I think there's 20 plus the mage and the rock creature.
Okay.
Did we determine that was a golem, or did we not know? We didn't
You
know.
never rolled high enough to understand exactly what it is. But the point is it's made of rock and it has like a bit of armor on it, and
Can I tell now?
probably not.
I just
Wait, this hot
Now I
desert sun is
remember.
making me remember things.
You never know. Things come to your mind like that. Look at me, remembering names.
No.
It is very impressive.
I mean, I think that
It's better than another person I know that would purposely make up all the worst possible outcomes of the names.
I wonder who. No, not
He was
me.
never in this campaign.
Yeah.
All right.
like you.
I wasn't like slyly just staring at you.
Right.
Like, it was him. Everyone. It was
I was confused.
Not like somebody.
Get it.
That's where
I've
I
been-
thought we were going.
I've been meaning to tell you. Get out.
No. We need weird.
All right.
It'll
So
just be me and my boring.
just me and you playing by yourselves. It's been done before, right? Anyway, so they started moving you away, and it's very
No.
clear that they're going somewhere else. Like
We need
they
more
have a
friends.
backup. They have a backup plan. So they start
Okay.
moving. They start moving them, like I said, northwest, and
I don't want to use one yet. Never mind.
okay.
I was going to. Okay. There's only 20. What's the mage? I'm right.
What?
Odeon, you take out the mage since you're a magic person, and
Okay.
I don't know what the technical terms are.
No,
Warlock,
he
sorcerer.
he
I
looks
don't
at
know.
you and says, "I
Snake,
am
I mean."
honored. I'm honored that you believe that I'm strong enough, but honestly, I'm not sure how powerful he is. He could kill me in one spell.
Well, what can we do then? How would I poison him? Do you think that would work?
I mean, all things are possible.
I have serpent venom, and then
That's true.
torpor.
Yeah, torpor.
What is that? It says incapacitates for 4 hours.
Yeah, let me make sure. It's ingested, but if you put it on a arrow and it goes in their body,
Would that work?
that's pretty ingested.
I would think so.
In my opinion. I mean, I
Into
know
the-
gestation, it
no, it
means
has to go through the stomach.
ingested technically means stomach, but if it's
Well, what if I shoot him in the stomach?
Shoot him in the small intestine.
you know that this spell,
I would
this
know
poison,
about this
yeah,
poison. Okay, 'cause
a
I-
creature subjected to this poison must succeed a DC 15 Constitution saving throw or become poisoned for 46 hours. The poison creature is incapacitated. It says they must swallow the entire dose.
Oh.
It says the
What
dose
time
can be
of the day
delivered
is it?
in food or a liquid we can give.
Yeah, that's what I
some
was
to
saying.
him.
I was thinking that I probably should have given him.
You may
some
decide that a
poison.
partial dose has a reduced effect.
Okay,
I'm
and
not
then
going to
serpent
decide
venom. What about serpent venom? That just kills, hurts.
It's the same as a snake bite.
Okay.
It's the same effect. So
Wow, you are so
Poison,
witty.
poison damage.
yeah, it just gives them poison damage, which is an added
poison
to your
damage.
already added.
That's it. That's all it does.
I mean, you could do a special arrow with it tipped with poison. You could really just add on things with your oath bow. I mean, you could really
Dip in this and this. And
I
this.
also
have-
start it on
I also
fire.
have my oil and that I did with Cruise Beck. you
Also
know?
send electricity.
I'm on
down
fire,
it.
poisoned, and
That's right. Don't I
bleeding.
have that now?
What?
Don't I have that stone that has the spell?
Yeah.
You gave that to me. I think I wrote it down.
I mean, it has a spell, but you
I-
can put
Never
your stuff.
even
I did
used that.
lightning stone.
We've never even.
It's
used
the
this
lightning
thing.
bolt spell.
I think that's a perfect opportunity. Don't you think?
Yeah. Surprise.
Oh, I also have the noble tapestry, which is weird.
Everyone dies.
Yeah.
You do have a noble
I was
tapestry.
like, what is? Oh, I remember that now. What is that?
You don't know what the lightning bolt inside this does, but it just constantly
And I can use it once per day.
no, this is just a one-time thing. Because you
It's-
put spells of your own into it,
Yeah.
or he can
Oh.
cast spells into
Eligible.
it
Yeah.
you can use.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's a
okay.
very special
All right. Well,
item.
I think that we try to get as many as possible. Maybe the mage guy. What's happening while we're discussing? If we can get like the mage guy and a lot of the soldiers out, that might be good. I just don't want to kill off any of the.
I'm on fire and I'm
All we'd
frozen.
have to do is draw attention to him.
Hmm?
All we'd have to do is draw attention to him.
That's a good point. Do something
Cast his
loud enough.
army would take care of the rest.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And they would free the slaves.
Yeah.
Pull a C-3PO. We're over here.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Well,
I think they'd just kill you. They wouldn't just stop that.
Right.
maybe.
They'd be like, wipe that nervous
Okay.
expression off your
So
face.
where are all the like soldiers? The people? Oh, not the soldiers. The men on horseback. Are they just surrounding the train still, or are they?
Yeah, it's the same situation. They just only instead of going straight, they are turning like this, and now they're heading.
Back.
So the dune goes like this, right?
Alright.
They're going along the side of the dune, going the other way.
Like up this way.
Yeah, rather than going straight
Does
over
it look
the
like
dune.
they're like leaving, or does it look like they're gonna try to?
It
get
looks
into
like
the
they're
city?
heading to a different place. The city's under.
Okay, so they're heading somewhere else. So
Yeah.
we need to do something quickly.
You do know that there's, forts around these tiny cities.
Okay, what?
Sorry, tiny forts around these massive cities.
Okay, so here's the back of the train. Where is like who? How many people are on? Caravan. When you.
You're fine.
Okay.
No, train is good. I just am stupid.
Yeah. Just kidding. I love you.
It's all good. How many people told? Like, in each line, there's about 10 in each
Okay,
line.
yeah, that's right. But like back here, is there anyone back here? Like,
No.
Looping around. Dang. Okay, I'm just gonna draw attention.
Dude,
So
fortune
where
favors
am
the
I-
bold or it kills
Do
you.
you have a firework arrow?
I have the bursting
There
arrow.
you go.
Odion says, I do have that spell called Shatter,
I
and it's
do know.
extremely loud.
Well,
And
let's
it
do
works. And it works on
I'm
rocks.
so sorry. I might have just stopped it because I was moving that out of the way. Because it's.
Does that work on phones?
Yeah, it's the Bluetooth, but I don't know if it works with the live. Is
Looks
it
good.
working?
It
Okay.
looks good to me.
I was moving it because she was kicking it. And
It's got a delay of a few seconds, but it's all right. All right. So here's what happens. Odeon says permission,
Do it.
and he asks you. He says you might want to veer off a little,
What does it do?
cover your ears.
Are you gonna kill people, or is it just?
It
Really
kills
loud?
people
Painful.
if it works.
Well, don't kill any other.
I can't make any promises.
Sorry, kill Ellie. Don't hurt us.
Don't
Okay,
kill
I get
our
a-
friends.
I get an arrow ready because I'm preparing so that if things go bad, which they probably just did, then I'm gonna be ready to fight unless I'm dead.
Okay.
We're all dead.
He looked like he was like the color just like drained from his face, and he's like, oh crap.
No, I'm just trying to think of your consequences. Is all.
We all
My
died.
consequences?
Consequences for like not like you. I'm just saying like the group. All right. So here we go.
This is all your fault. Now you're dead.
Just, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I'm trying to think ahead a little bit.
I
Yeah.
just-
That's never good. He rolled a natural 1, ladies and gentlemen.
hate you, Odeon. I hate
So
you.
But it's still gotta make noise, though, right? I mean,
distract them and regale them with stories. I have to go get something really, really fast.
Okay.
Then I'll be right back. Tell them a story that. First, I don't know. Just talk about something.
So this one time, me and my friends.
And your friends.
Why is that funny? I don't have friends. You-
Well, it's
You-
mostly just
you-
me and David.
Your friends.
I'm just, where is this going?
We went to the store and
This is riveting.
we bought some turkey legs and
Turkey
Mountain
legs.
Dew. And we drank all the Mountain Dew in the store.
She thinks
And
it's
then we
funny.
went and fought all of the gangsters in town
With the turkey legs.
with the turkey legs.
Because we have gangsters in town.
Yes.
Where are
Exactly.
you going? Where are you going to
So really, we were just standing in a circle, smacking each other with turkey legs.
Was David included in this?
No, this didn't really happen.
Oh.
I'm just.
I'm wondering if he's included in your
No.
story.
Yeah. We,
I know it's
we did do
really
dumb
bad.
stuff though. I mean, that does sound like something we would have done.
It's true.
We had foam swords that we tried to learn how to sword fight with. We broke them on the first try. Matt got angry
Okay.
when he was fighting Samson and swung really hard and broke the sword.
Oh no. Oh no, that's so bad. That's terrible.
Yeah. What's a good story? I heard this great story on NPR. Oh, I told you guys about it.
You can tell us again,
Okay.
because they haven't heard it.
Yeah, it was this guy he was a musician from New York City, and he moved to the UK. I can't remember why. I think he was going to school still. And this guy was really into fly fishing, salmon fly fishing. I can't remember exactly what it's called, but it's this really niche group where they make these really colorful, beautiful fishing flies, and they tie them together with really interesting feathers and everything. And while he was there, he visited the Natural History Museum, and when he was there, he was looking not at Darwin's birds, but at Darwin's basically his competition of the time. I can't remember the guy's name. Maybe you know Bruce. I don't know. Anyways, he was looking at these birds, and he realized, tying it together with the salmon fly fishing, that there was easily hundreds of thousands, potentially millions of dollars worth of feathers there that he could use for his semen flies. So he made a plan.
Wait,
and,
this is his, it was his company?
What's that?
It was his fly fishing company?
No, he didn't have a company. He was just
Oh.
into it. It
Oh.
was just a thing that he liked to do. He was a musician.
Oh.
And so he opens up, goes home, opens up a Word document. He types up Natural Museum heist and starts like coming up with a bullet list. Like he literally did it this way. He comes up with like a bullet list of like how he's gonna, all the tools he's gonna need to break into the Natural History Museum and steal these birds, and so he ends up breaking in. He breaks some glass, and the security guard was distracted for some reason. He was the guy that stole the birds claimed that the security guard was watching a football game, a soccer game, and it's not really clear what happened there. Anyways, he gets in. He steals about 300 birds. And leaves, and the next day when the broken glass was discovered, they called the police. They came and looked, and they decided that nothing was stolen when they showed up, because they went and looked at Darwin's birds, and Darwin's birds weren't stolen. It was the other guy that was also studying evolution in finches and birds and stuff, and so. The 30 days go by before they discover anything is stolen, and they've lost all their video footage for everything, and so when they finally do discover, oh, we've lost all of these birds.
They didn't realize that.
No,
birds?
they didn't. No,
That's
in
so
the original police investigation, they didn't think
And
anything
no
was
one
stolen.
at the museum.
Nobody noticed for over a month.
Oh my goodness, that's crazy.
Yeah. And so after that month had passed, they had lost the footage, the original video footage. So when they discovered that something actually was stolen, they had no video footage of who had broken in and stolen stuff. So this guy went for over a year selling these feathers to this niche group that does this salmon fly fishing. And he had estimated that he had over $1 million worth of feathers. And so when they finally did track him down, I think they did it online. They got online and tracked down who was purchasing the feathers of the birds. Basically, I think that's how they eventually found him. So when they tracked him down, he pled guilty immediately, and they found like 60 birds or something out of the 300. And because he pled guilty, they stopped looking. They found the 60, and that was it, and they didn't look for the rest. So there's still these missing birds that weren't sold but were also stolen that mysteriously disappeared.
That's so weird.
I heard
Yeah.
most of that.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
Random story for the day.
All right, back at it. All right, so rolls a 1 casting shatter. Hope no one is too attached to the character right now.
Right?
I know, right?
He misses entirely.
Head explodes.
He was aiming for the big
Rock.
rock creature because shatter works well against stone. I didn't remember that until just now, but it doesn't matter because he misses and just hits the side of the dune next to it, which is still within 10 feet of a few people.
Like 10, like who? Which people? Me?
No. Not like right next to
Him?
you.
In the caravan, or whatever you want to call
Oh no, did you kill people, Odeon?
I mean, he kills all sorts of people. 16 plus 7.
24. No, 23.
I'm going to trust you on that. 23?
Yeah.
All right. Now they make a... Pretty sure they make a same deal. Yes? Yes. No.
What?
Yes, no? Hold on. It's a sphere, 10 foot, 3d8. Oh, 3d8. Okay. That makes it a little bit better. Not much.
12.
Yeah, that's a little better.
A little bit.
All right. It hits the cage
Like
and
12?
behind.
That's half, like,
So,
half,
Yeah.
two of the horsemen drop,
Oh, that's good.
but one of the cages just explodes. Not
How
like
many people
not
were in
like
that cage?
killing people, but like the matter, and a lot of them just fall over unconscious.
Oh no.
But the good news is, it's open, and it was loud, very very loud.
Nice.
That's
Okay.
what we wanted.
Are they looking at us now?
they're looking over at you guys right now.
Perfect.
And-
Wait. The castle's people?
No, well, they are a ways off. They will hear it,
Okay.
but you still have to deal with
Oh,
the
why do
18
you keep doing that?
men.
She won't sit. She just wants to slide down.
Wants
Sit up.
to slide.
Okay. So 18 and an elemental. All right.
Oh, and the mage.
That's right, and the mage. But actually, there's 17 because one of them is him.
No, because there was 20, and then that's right, because we killed that guy.
Yeah, buried in the sand a long time ago.
He's got a toe sticking out.
A few days ago. Yeah, boy.
Odeon's secretly chaotic evil. Odeon's all
He's-
sorts of chaotic
He's
evil.
chaotic
believe it.
neutral.
I believe it.
Yes, he is. Hate to be a drag. I have classes tomorrow. I'll be off. Good luck with your magic person struggles. So true. And yeah, catch up later. We'll see you next time, Lord Bruce. Thanks for hopping on. All right. So, in this moment, you got a few choices. You, especially. They suddenly just start shouting and then pointing up at the dune where Odeon's standing there just like,
Oh, so
Oops.
they saw him.
oh yeah. Well, you rolled a 1. He just like stumbled out and launched a shot.
Right.
It wasn't very graceful.
Yeah. They're pointing at him.
Hmm.
I would start shouting like, "They would have heard that! Run!"
Okay, roll intimidation.
Nice. 18.
Okay, I'm gonna have to keep a little track here.
Stop looking at the night, baby.
What did you roll?
18.
Okay. So of 7, 2 are not afraid of that. Okay, I gotta start 7, 8, 9, and then 3. 3 of 9. Okay, just gotta keep track of this. Nice. Okay, so
4 of 12.
Oh no, some of they're +1, so
Oh, are
there's 5 of 12. This is good.
So, anyone's moving? Leaving?
Most of them.
Okay. Of all of them, 6 are not afraid. However, they're still charging.
What about the mage?
The mage is not afraid.
Oh. Dang. We're still
Neither
charging?
was the big rock creature, which is all headed in your direction right now.
Where is the rock creature in relation to the people in the cages? Is he
It's-
away from him?
So let me kind of paint this out a little bit. So
Yeah,
they're
let's do that.
they're easily past the parking lot, where we're at right now.
Okay,
So like
Within
like,
10 feet.
like 90 to 120.
Are they? Is he within 10 feet of them?
No,
Further. Oh wait.
he's further away.
Ah, okay. I'm going to shoot a bursting arrow at the rock creature.
Okay,
What does the rock creature look like?
I'm getting that right now because I knew you were
Rocks.
about to ask.
Well, I want to see if there's like a place that I
If
can
he has
shoot
like a
him.
head or something. Is he wearing a brightly colored gem somewhere?
It doesn't have the arrow doesn't have to stick in him. It just has to hit him. Because that's what it says after
It's true.
it hits. It detonates.
I forgot. I think it was called a.
Don't tell us. I want it to be a surprise.
Gosh. Don't you know anything?
I'm not listening. I wish I had my other book. It's out in the car. So, for the sake of it, it's kind
Is
of
it
like
this one?
no, it's not. It's not there. So it's kind of like this one, except it has like a breastplate, and not the big stuff in the back. It's just it's shaped like a human, but it's just made out of like rock, like solid rock, and then a breastplate.
It's probably bigger than a person, or
Yes.
It's just
Yeah.
shaped like human. Okay, well I'm aiming for something that's rock, not armor.
Okay.
Okay.
In other words.
I'm going to use an inspiration point. Wait, never mind. I don't need to.
Recurve. Right?
Because no, it's, then it's okay. Because
This is what it looks like.
it's
This
my
is a better
sworn
representation.
enemy, and I get advantage on my rolls.
So you've declared it
Because-
as your sworn enemy.
Yes, swift defeat. Oh, I say swift death to you who have wronged me.
Nice.
And then I'm going to.
Oath bow
That's
is amazing.
much better. 17 plus 8.
Okay, that's a hit.
Oh boy.
Oh, and damage. I'm like just waiting. And what else happens? Is this the D8?
So this is
10.
This is what.
That's a 10.
This is what it looks like.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm aiming for area that's rock. Okay.
Was it bad?
Can he take piercing damage?
No. Well, I mean, it takes damage from what you do to it. It's just.
Glancing.
Well,
blow.
actually, no, because yours is every attack you do, or from your bow at this level that you're at, takes magic. It's as if it just ignores all the resistances. Magic arrows, magic whatever you do.
So I
ignores
can.
resistances.
So take additional 3d6 piercing,
It does take that.
and then the additional from the blast.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh,
All right.
snap.
So that was
Yeah, arcane archers. They kind of
4.
are
Hold
OP
on, hold
in
on.
some aspects.
4, 5.
Stop rolling ones.
I know, right? 9, 11. Okay, so 11 to just him. And that's not even counting the blast.
Right.
So, and then now everybody within 10 feet, including him, gets 2d6 force damage. Did you write down 11?
Mm-hmm.
4, come on, give me a 6. Okay. 7. Everyone gets 7 damage, including him.
Above average.
Additionally to the 7, to the 11.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right.
Okay, that was just.
was one hit.
Can I hit again?
Yeah,
I know we're
you
not.
have 2
in,
attacks.
We're not in initiative.
Well, you use your actions
Oh, that
as
was
if
my
it's
action.
your turn.
Can I use
Yeah.
again? All right. So then I'm going to. Okay. So what happened?
Okay. So yes, let me make sure I got all the numbers right. So you said in that
So
10
he got
feet there were 3
18
of them.
damage, and then whoever is 10
Yeah.
within 10 feet
So-
around him
3.
gets 7.
Yep. I'm doing that all right now. So there's quite a few people that I just got hit. So
No, you're fine. Where's the mage?
he isn't running up the hill. He's staying by the carts.
How far away is he?
He's. Were you charging, by the way?
That's
Up
a
the-
good question.
I just want to make sure your
Um,
location in this group.
I probably.
So you're between the two.
Are the carts moving?
The carts have stopped. No, they've
So
been ordered
who
to stop.
Who stayed with the carts?
The
Just the
mage.
mage. I probably would have ran then with if it was just the mage.
Okay.
I probably would have gotten because I was trying to get them to run away from the army, basically trying to get them to.
So they fought us.
Yeah.
Not the brightest.
Yeah.
Hopefully you didn't get hurt. Were you around? Where was he?
For the blasting
Yeah.
arrow. I don't think I would have been next to the
Yeah,
Rock.
you weren't that close.
rock person.
Yeah,
I
because you were
wouldn't have
close to
been.
George.
Yeah.
And so you were near up the front by the mage.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah.
you're probably pretty close to that, but it didn't. I wouldn't say it hit you in this situation.
Because I would have checked for that. But then again, maybe I wouldn't have noticed it was him because he's wearing the armor. So
It's true.
I'm sorry. You're just going to have to watch
Yes.
out.
Sorry.
Okay, so who's standing?
All right. So the one that's standing right now is most. Actually, they're all charging up the hill. The ones that you hit, they're still coming. They just fell off their horses. So there's
the
3 off
horses
their
got-
horses.
The horses got hurt.
Oh yeah. I mean, it hit all
But
of
they
them.
didn't get hurt.
No, they got hurt too,
Oh.
but they fell off their horses.
And then they got up.
They're getting up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're not
And
like
what is the
they didn't
rock-
like land on their
What is
feet.
the elemental thing doing?
So the arrow when it struck into it, it just exploded, sending chunks of rock off it. But it kind of like reared back a little bit because it wasn't expecting that kind of hit, but immediately just jumped back up and started going even faster.
Oh, even faster.
Yes.
Oh well. I'm gonna shoot the rock creature again.
Okay.
Actually, I mean, we'll just try it. Okay, I get advantage. Thank goodness. 18 plus 8.
Yeah,
I
when
don't
it's
wanna figure it out.
Oathbow, you get
26.
advantage on your attacks with
Yeah.
your sworn enemy, and she can make anyone her sworn enemy anytime. She just has to have that.
And they
sworn
have to
enemy.
die before I can make a new sworn enemy.
Yes.
So I have to be careful who I make my sworn enemy.
Someone that runs away, you're like, dang it!
No.
I have to kill you now.
Okay. Sorry, I keep forgetting that after that I have to do something.
You are just fine. You're like,
Six.
I'm gonna attack. And then just stop.
12,
Nice.
17. That's where I roll it.
22.
Thank you. 23. 23 damage.
Nice. 23. And what attack was this? Just so I'm clear.
This was just an arrow.
Oh wow.
A magic arrow.
Did more damage to it with.
Yeah, I know.
Hey, but it hurt a lot of other people. That's good.
It spread it out. This one was like localized.
All right. So you struck it again.
And this was just my action, so now we do initiative, right?
Yeah.
Okay, alright. I was ready. I learned how to use that because I didn't know how to do it before, but now I know. Did I use it correctly?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So
I was like,
3
guessing
soldiers
so.
are on the ground. The rock elemental is just taking arrows to it. The second one, just as you fired it, it's a normal arrow. The way you shoot it, it just like infuses it with magic as it heads towards
Yeah,
it.
'cause it's a
And as
magic
it goes into it, you just see like a big chunk go out the back and it sticks into it. And you're seeing her up on the hill just launching. But now everyone roll for initiative.
Okay.
Well, they don't
18.
know I'm the enemy yet, so.
No, they don't.
You want me to roll anyways?
Yeah.
But I'm not in battle.
Yes, you are. You're coming
15.
towards us. You're a part of it. If you had stayed there,
Yes.
then
I guess.
he's a part of it.
I'm incognito.
As long as I look at her every once in a while, she's fine. She's looking at the little raccoon hanging up right here and eating her rattle. That's so cute. I love you. Oh my
We
goodness.
should do a session with the camera on her, and we just play up on the side.
She is really cute. Probably way more entertaining.
Yeah, you could do like a Mina live stream with D&D in the background.
Would you like that? You would, huh? You like when people see you
Okay.
and say you're so
So,
cute.
and then what were your initiatives?
18.
15.
18. 15.
Ugh.
16. Okay. So, believe it or not, it is Alara's turn again.
Woot
The
woot.
one,
Oh,
that,
snap.
the one that got the closest is the soldier. But he goes next.
Till day.
What's closest to me?
The soldier that's charging you is the closest. He's about 30 feet now. He's getting closer. He's on a horse.
Okay, I'm just gonna shoot him then.
Well, you missed, but you can always
5
redirect your
plus
arrow.
8, 13. Okay, I redirect my arrow.
There's a lot of other guys. You're just like.
Reroll for a second.
Oh, snap.
Natural 20. Nice. Now roll your damage for him.
Damage.
7, 8, 9, 10.
10 total, but then it's a crit, so
20.
he's toast. So the arrow just goes straight through his
It's like
chest. it starts going towards
Surprise.
one, and the guy behind him just takes an arrow. It just goes through him, and he just flies off
So it
his
looks
horse.
like I missed my dinner. Oh, I have a second attack. I have
Yes, you
attack
do.
every single time.
Yeah, she essentially can get 4 rolls per, as long as there's
Right.
more than one person.
I'm gonna try to hit the guy that I missed again.
It's more than one person.
Okay.
Oh, I better get rid of one of these guys.
I'm gonna try to hit the guy that I tried to hit the first time.
Okay,
14 plus 8.
that's a hit.
Okay.
She's like,
I did it. 6,
Eureka.
9.
9. Okay, you see it hit into him in a vital location. He doesn't die, but he's coming at you at disadvantage because it was such a close to killing blow.
Mama did it. She's so amazing.
All right, what is your AC?
My AC is 17.
All right,
We leveled up. Would that go up or is that?
no,
stay
that
there?
stays the
Okay.
same. That only goes up if you have new armor.
Oh, okay.
All right, so 13 and 12, both were a miss. So he comes at you just like with the arrow on him, and he just can't get
Good,
the
because
swing
I
right.
can't use my sword until.
So he passes by you.
I have disadvantage on all other weapons until the rock keeper creature is dead.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
And Odeon and Kalali
Oh.
both take swings at him, attack of opportunity, because he's in their area now. Both hit. He didn't have any health left other than 2, so if both of them roll 1, they get him. So just for the sake of it, yeah, they both just take him out. Like as
Together?
he comes, yeah. It is now.
Oh, because they were just there.
It was that soldier's
but-
turn.
But that's out of initiative.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh my
Stop.
Goodness.
gosh, Nina.
Give me attention.
I'm staring right at you. I'm staring into your eyes.
She's
You're
so
beautiful.
funny. Sorry about that. You know, we have kids.
I actually didn't even know she was doing it.
We zoned it out. We're sorry that everyone else was probably like, oh my gosh.
Something is screaming.
She's 6 months old. She doesn't know. Stop.
And she's not even mad. She just likes to scream. It's just the way it is. We'll just talk louder. Oh my gosh.
I don't know. She wants my attention, but I'm
Okay, so
playing with her.
with the 2 loud booms,
And the
And-
loud Runa.
just the loud noises, you see a little contingent of horse riders coming towards. Also, there's someone dressed in red in the front, riding. The rest are in black. All right, so they're a ways off. You have a battle going on, but
Who?
of their soldiers,
Of
Castle's
Castle's
people.
the Knights of Jabal. That's a weird name.
The
All right, so
Knights of
next,
me.
a soldier comes charging at Elara because she's taking people out. She's just smiling and
I
screaming.
know. She's playing.
All right,
She's just very
he
intense.
rolled a 7.
She's
So-
full of passion.
One of the soldiers comes riding up, the one right afterwards, and takes a swing and turns because he saw the 2 other people
Did it
come up
hit
and
me?
take up. No. He takes a swing and you're able to deflect it with your bow. And another one was also a
When I'm trying to
17
get you out.
and misses as well. So you are taking, with your bow, smacking their swords, parrying them out of the way.
I'm amazing.
2. Next one is Weirin. It is now your turn.
I am going to discreetly cast blindness on the stone creature.
Okay. Let me look that up so I make sure I understand it.
Sure. Sure. That'd be good for me
like a
too.
rattle.
I just know it's like deafness or blindness or both or something.
Blindness, deafness. Is literally both.
I don't even know if he gets affected by it, but I wouldn't know.
You
so,
can blind or deafen a foe. Choose.
We don't know anything about it other than what it looks
Choose
like.
one creature that you can see within range to make a Constitution saving throw. If
like,
it
what?
fails, the
Wait.
target is either blinded, deafened, your choice, for the duration. At the end of each of its turns, the target can make a Constitution saving throw. On a success, the spell ends. All right, so you can attempt to. It's one action.
Okay.
So you choose the level 2 necromancy. Fancy. I guess it's not a very nice thing to do to someone. Right. He is blinded and he needs to make a saving throw.
Oh, he needs to be a 14, unless it's a special number. But
But he rolled a natural 20,
yeah.
of course.
Well,
So for a second, you
that?
see it go like this and just infuriate it even further, and it's just charging heavily up the hill. I'm sorry.
It didn't.
But you
doesn't
did-
appear
it-
to be effective.
The only one that saw it was one of your guys next to you, as you just kind of like went back and like did something, but he doesn't know what you did in the heat of battle. All right.
Okay. All right.
Could have been worse. You could have taken a swing at the guy next to you and
It's true.
rolled a 1 and got trampled.
Yeah.
There's always something else. Next is this soldier for 15. Ugh, 2 natural 20s in a row.
Stop.
You're not supposed to do that.
So he's carrying a
You're
carrying a
supposed to
bow
roll
and he takes a
one.
shot at Kalali
No, not Kalali. No.
and he rolls a 5.
She's my friend.
So she takes 10. It's 2. So she
I think
takes
we're friends. I think
12 damage.
No. She almost dead. Oh, good.
Probably not. Probably
Probably
not.
not?
She's good. But she does take an arrow. And it's right in her like calf. It like went through. Not great. But
Shish kebab.
yeah, it wasn't very good. She's bleeding though. Because it was a natural 20. Alright, next
I was
is
thinking I have cure wounds, but that's the other campaign.
that is a great one. You are a mouse.
I am.
Use cure wounds while the arrow's still in there. Make it a fixture. It's a piercing.
Oh. You
After-
got me.
Thank you.
So this is something that you're noticing now. You probably not.
This one?
Actually, you're probably the only one that did. When this all started happening, Odeon vanished for a second. He's down by the sorcerer.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
he is gonna take out the mage.
He misty stepped behind you guys before, and he's running past the elementals.
That's right,
and
we
running
can
up the
misty
hill.
step. All 3 of us can.
Yeah.
I always forget. I have to remind myself.
So you
Yeah.
see him pull
Put
out
that
his
on,
blade, and
yeah.
it begins to glow.
Oh, you're a warlock
he's,
right now.
He's a hex. He's a hex blade. That is what he is.
That's what he is, yes sir.
What? All right, so he's coming down at him with a
Do you think this is really funny?
strike.
And this is really good
I
to
will
bite.
take it.
It's really good to bite. Oh.
Yay!
Oh, that's
Oh,
new.
snap.
She's like, guys, I found something fun.
+7 with his hex blade. I just add +7. Why am I thinking of it?
Where's the 7 die?
So 10 + 7, so
I'm
17.
trying to take
So
your voice
suddenly
from
out
you.
of nowhere, he just appears near the mage and just comes down and swings his sword right into him, and just like this shock of like energy hits the mage. And now it is Kalali's turn. She gets to do stuff too.
No.
18. I've rolled 2 18s and 2 20s.
Well, at least the 18 was good for her.
Yeah, I mean that's good.
At least you're helping us a little.
Wait, did Odeon hit the mage?
Yeah. Oh yeah, he came down with this. I did. Oh, I gotta write that down. I'm not gonna remember that.
What?
The mage chick. There we go. All right.
Pookie.
All right. So she picks up one of her javelins and throws it, and rolled a 6 + 4. So
10.
yeah. So she hit one of the soldiers, killing him instantly.
She
just took him-
Bobbed him.
She took him right off the horse, just stopping power.
I
Just
killed a man with a trident. Yeah, I've been meaning to talk to you about that.
it was just one of those moments, you know. So now
Might
there,
want to lay low for a while.
now there are
You're probably
15.
wanted by the police.
I know I wrote 115. There's 15 men left.
Probably wanted for murder.
All right.
Is this a reference to something?
Yes.
Anchorman.
Oh.
when breakthrough.
All right. What?
The brawl.
I think I've only seen that movie once.
So-
and I probably fell
It's such a
asleep.
silly movie. Yeah. That's one that we quoted all the time.
Okay. What is your AC?
17.
Okay. You get hit by 2 people.
Oh, shoot.
Wow.
They come. The rest miss you though. Like you
Okay.
are like jumping off horses, flipping around, doing all sorts of crazy things, as elves do. But one hits you with an arrow for 5. Another one hits you with a sword for 3.
Axe.
All right, it is now top of the round.
That's what I gained. Was
That's
8
not
points.
true. That's not true. It's not top of the round yet. It's the mage's turn.
I'm gonna put you down here again. I'm trying not screaming at mommy for a little bit. Here. You would get only food.
Let me just make sure I have this right.
Okay.
All right. I need all of you to make a dexterity saving throw.
And then I add this plus right here. No, this. I add one
Yes.
of these.
In that box up there.
Yeah.
19.
Nice.
Mine's a 14.
Not nice. I'm just kidding.
Depends on what I have to beat.
Yeah, I know, I was just kidding.
Well, actually, when I say all of you, I mean the people that he's fighting against in the area. So
The mage.
Not you.
Technically,
because
you're
he
good.
Doesn't know.
I'm good. I left.
you're good.
He wouldn't be fighting me.
He doesn't know.
I'm one
Yeah.
of his subordinates.
Did he get Odeon? Kalali?
Well, Odion's next to him. It's you and Kalali, I should say. I forgot that Odion's not even over there. But he's aiming up at that dune in your area. Suddenly,
Kalali, that was an 18. She's good.
no, that was Odion's, but he's not affected by it. She rolled a 13. You take half the damage of this.
But I rolled a 19.
But you, on a successful save, you take half
Oh.
rather than full
Don't
damage.
avoid all of
You're avoiding it, but it's still you're in the zone. So a creature
the
takes
zone.
2d8 bludgeoning and 4d6 cold. He suddenly conjures up this like ice storm and just launches it at the dune.
So nice.
Yeah, it's kind of refreshing if it wasn't shards of ice.
Bust out your shades, lay back.
So 2d8, that's 8 and 7. Gosh, I'm rolling very well tonight. 8 and 7 is 15, and then 4d6 cold. So that was the force of the ice hitting you, and then this is the cold affecting you. So
How much did we just say
15,
that was?
17.
16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
Is that
Wait.
wait, no, 15. 15.
22,
Yeah, 15 is
Yeah,
what we just said.
yeah.
What did we just say? Okay.
so 29, 29 damage
Wow.
Total?
total.
Let's have 29.
15.
Well, 30, so just go for 14. So
Oh, shoot.
you get hit by some shards of it, just it's going through your armor just a bit, and then the ice cold sun shock to your system. Kalali
I take
takes
half of that?
You take half. Kalali takes the full 29, and
Oh,
she's been hit twice.
she's been hit hard twice.
is she dead?
Nope.
Okay.
But you see her stumbling through the ice and sheets that just smacked into her, and she's bleeding. She's just cut up all over because of the shards. It is now Ilara's turn.
And the
Rock Monster didn't get to you guys yet. He's next round.
Okay, where are
He's
the
slower coming up the dune.
where are the how many soldiers are on their way still?
They're all around you. They're like circling,
I'm just gonna-
shooting, attacking.
I'm going to shoot the how far is the mage from me?
You could hit him easily with any of your shots. If you can shoot past the horseman. So
I'm wondering if maybe I should
you're just like
banish him.
like jump over.
Do you think I should banish
Just
him?
shoot straight up and curve it.
You do you. Do what you think Alara would do in this moment. She's never fought a mage before.
Yeah, I'm gonna banish him.
Send him away for a turn.
Yeah.
I banished
That means that he skips this turn and he won't come
Can't.
back until his next turn.
Yeah.
So in this next round he's not.
He's not involved at
So
all.
like we'll all get.
You'll get all the way through, and then
because he was the
by
last one.
he was the last one, so he'll be.
Alright. So we've all gone twice by the time he gets.
They could
back.
all be dead, and the guards
like
could be here
like
by
what we
then.
did with
Yeah,
Kuzma.
just
Okay.
like with Kuzbek. That was a really great moment. Send a mummy lord away for a little bit, and then just destroy him.
Okay. I'm redirecting towards the. I redirected towards the rock creature.
It's like
Yeah, it totally did like a 180. It just it's like curve and miss.
Much better 23. Hit the rock creature and I
So-
banished the rock creature.
So just as it's like just coming, and all of a sudden like this arrow hits in the back, and it's gone. It just like disappears for us.
Okay, now my second turn, I'm going
It was
to.
about to lay down some heavy two-handed hammer attacks.
down.
Well, because now the mage saw that I was shooting towards him, I'm in big trouble. So I'm gonna shoot the mage.
He's still preoccupied.
Does the creature take damage?
No, they're
From the
disadvantaged.
banishing arrow.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Okay.
missed.
Did you?
So.
What's your total?
Oh,
Well-
16.
16's a hit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other one that was 2 though.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
was a
no,
10.
no.
He's probably not armored, is he?
Wizards aren't, or mages
Two.
aren't.
10 when 10 would have hit him.
No.
Oh,
No,
okay.
10 wouldn't have.
Okay.
He's
I
still
should
got
probably
some.
ask.
He's still got some.
before.
Yeah. a
I
little
forget-
bit.
We're just like, oh, I missed.
I forgot that I have +8.
Yeah, never just assume that you missed. Because some of these people have less armor than others.
Right.
Okay. So I
Some of
hit
them are
I hit
leaders.
the mage.
Yes, you did.
This
This arrow flies towards him and then just misses, then
So
goes back.
really, what happened there was Alara was like, "Oh, I missed," but the arrow still hits him anyways.
10. 10 damage.
She's just disappointed that it's not like a headshot.
Right.
She's like, it wasn't a killing blow, it's a miss. He's like, ah.
Why do I miss every
It's
time?
like when it's like I got an A minus.
Exactly. Elves.
That's really how I am in real life. So 10 damage.
10 damage?
That's yeah, it was
Total?
7 plus 3.
Okay. Alright, so.
Because the rock creature is my sworn enemy, and he's in a Fey wild, so.
He's just hanging out in the Fae, like, what?
Huh?
I like it here. Alright, so.
To be. Hold on.
Go on.
I'm gonna use my action surge and hit him again. But before this, I'm so sorry.
No, you're good.
When
You are the
before-
DPS machine,
Because
so
I
go
can't
ahead.
remember. I don't know what that means.
Damage per second. You're amazing. Go on.
Oh, okay.
You kill things fast.
I think with Kuzbek, I like readied myself, right, before he came back. So like, would I have to do that on like use one of my actions to
on your
ready?
next turn, yeah.
And can I still attack with one of my actions and use an action, or
Technically, you're
is it,
allowed
like-
2 actions, so.
So with that,
yeah.
I attack once and then I can like be ready for when he comes
Yeah.
back. Okay. Okay.
I'm pretty sure. I mean, I haven't read anything to the
You're-
contrary, but it
you're
is
the- you're
our
the
game.
DM.
But it is our game, and I love that about the DM manual. And I've said it once. I've
Okay.
said it
Extra
many
action
times.
on turn 2
You
times
can do what
per
you
rest,
want.
so I can do this.
It says so
one
in the
more time.
manual.
Okay. I'm shooting the mage again. Yes, 17 plus 8. Oh, that's an 8.
That's a hit. All right, do it again.
Just a miss. Oh.
Just riddling with it.
I rolled a 1 for damage, so 4. 4 damage.
All right,
But it
so
was a true shot.
And that's what counts.
he's hurting pretty bad though. Arrow after arrow just start pegging into him after
Maybe
he just
I'm
got
just
shot.
kidding.
All right, it is now.
I do have one more
Oh,
action.
It is now one of the 2 of the soldiers' turns. He rolled a 1. He slipped. His horse slipped on some ice as he was charging, and he fell off and hurt himself. He's one of the injured ones, so this might do him in. It does him in. He just needed 3. He needed
fell
3
on
more
his sword.
exactly. He fell off onto an ice shard that was sticking out and died.
no.
There are now
Oh no.
13.
I'm like feeling bad for these like people. Oh.
Oh.
Oh,
Those poor slingers.
Oh, these terrible
No.
people.
I'm
You know,
laughing at him. Sorry, that probably just woke up in me. Henry has an evil laugh because of me, by the way. I realized that.
She has the bloodlust, and he starts laughing at these again. You'd never know from how like small and cute.
We finally figured out what he was saying. He was saying he had this phrase.
Oh,
and, like,
dear.
and we're like,
And
what
we're
is
like,
he saying?
What does he say? He says, "Oh my gosh."
Yeah. But we were like, what are you saying? And he goes like this, oh, God.
And I'm like, what is he saying? And then we asked him,
I said,
are you
because I
saying oh my
realized
gosh?
it.
How do you say oh my gosh? Oh de God. There it is.
Yeah. So now we're
Kids,
trying
they
to
have their own
change
language.
it to, oh my goodness.
Instead of
that
like
doesn't sound so bad.
Instead of like Lord of the Rings, where he makes up his own languages, you should just use like toddler speech
Right?
for like the
And he
Underdark
always does this though. That's my
with
favorite.
hand movements.
Kids
All
are
right.
the best guys.
You see, they're getting closer. The soldiers on their horses just charging full blast at this explosions of ice and clearly some kind of skirmish is going on of some sort out
Oh,
in the dunes.
the army.
Yeah, they hear a
Some
lot. They're
people-
char-
Some people, not
It's-
all of it, obviously.
Oh no, that would be massive. There's about 10,000 people total.
Oh, on their way? Just kidding.
You wish.
No.
No.
We can take them all by ourselves.
Maybe about 5 or 6.
I don't need help.
Gondor comes to our aid.
Okay. All right. So they're on their way.
Yes, you have 13 to fight and a mage.
That's kind of how I imagine them, like Gondorians. I don't know what they look like, so
They look like this.
that's what I imagine. Yeah, that's what they are.
Mm.
Just kidding.
Sure.
Close enough.
This is what I was talking about. What the dwarf guy, what Odion's wearing.
Oh,
That's what he's wearing.
Crop top, two
It is literally not.
So it's like belly button, but then it's like capes down the side.
But he's got his shirt underneath, so no.
Okay, that makes sure. You're gonna have to like post this like in your Instagram stories or something, so everyone
I'm going
knows.
to.
what
Odion is
it
not
was
wearing a
supposed to
belly
look like.
shirt.
Somebody please make some fan art of Odion wearing this dwarven
Tube top
his
chain.
belly
No,
sticking
crop
out.
As soon as he's able, he's gonna take something off a guard and wear it. Alright. He's like, I don't care if I have to murder a man.
We're
Alright.
not gonna get taunted about this anymore. It was just the way you described it, and that's what we pictured for some reason. There's something wrong with us.
Okay. It is now
Oh my god.
it is now Weirin's turn.
Okay,
Because
so
the other guy missed.
I have
When I say missed, you're fighting him. And it's just you've yet to kill or fight or
I haven't hit
you
anything.
tried to
That's
yeah.
because
Yeah.
that's because I have a lot of actions.
That's true.
I'm just kind of a battle hog.
battle.
They call her battle hog.
So is everybody on horses? Am I on a horse?
That's my other
You're on a
name.
horse.
Um,
The horse is not really familiar with you, but it's like doing kind of following the other ones.
It's like, okay.
Which, by the way,
Well,
you're
that's
circling.
right, you were on a horse.
You're kind of like circling around the group, like taking swings, like pretending to like do stuff.
Right.
But it's like Kalali and her fighting off everybody.
So everybody's here, surrounding these guys, or are we
Yeah.
still running?
Well,
or...
they're doing a tactic of like doing like from behind or going from the side or to try to catch them off, but they're just adequately keeping them off, except for poor Kalali who's taking some serious damage.
So I want to back away at least 10 feet. And...
So kind of like you're circling, but you're like
Well, no. So what I'm doing is I'm backing away 10 feet, and then I'm going to throw up a wall around them of fire around these guys. But I'm backed away.
so
enough
they're
that
like
it's not-
stuck inside the wall.
No, so these guys are inside the wall. So it's directional. It's one directional
Oh,
damage.
nice.
So inside the wall they won't be damaged, but everything
Gotcha,
on the
so you're kinda
outside
like
of
you're
it
Between
will.
forcing
me,
it.
around me and Kalali.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right, go for
Yeah.
it.
Everything 10 feet outside of them
Okay,
takes
if
the
you
damage.
get us, if I lose my hair because
Well,
of
it's
you,
directional. So
Oh, okay.
so it wouldn't. You guys inside the circle, it's not going to hurt
Yeah,
you.
but-
much.
Natural 20
Okay, I was like, if you rolled a natural
On a-
one,
on a
I'm
wall
gonna
fire,
lose my
too.
on
hair,
a
so
wall of fire.
Yeah.
This is
Oh
good.
my
I
gosh.
can't remember what I roll. It's like 3d8. or
Just look it
something.
up
Yeah.
to make sure. Oh my gosh.
Oh dear.
Oh de god. That is
Oh, yeah, that's yeah. I wrote it down. It's 5d8.
5d8.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's your big spell.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
got
So don't know how many people that's going to affect. Hopefully a few. 2, 9, 17,
Whoa.
19, 25.
25 to everyone.
But it's a crit.
50 to
50
everyone.
to anybody that's within 10 feet of that ring that went
So-
around you guys.
here's what happens.
You killed everyone.
Literally everyone.
Yes.
Literally all the soldiers that were right
See, I
there.
told you we didn't need anybody.
Because they all have 11 health.
Oh. So overkill, like major.
There's nothing
they're
left.
gone.
It's not. It's
And
not.
the sand around is glass.
ashes.
Let me just. Okay, so as you cast this fire, it just suddenly engulfs them, and it's not just like a orange flame. It turns like white hot. Just the fury that just comes from this. You're just like, I'm done with this, and you engulf them in flame, and there is just nothing. The horses, everything, just gone. It just immediately like disintegrates a lot of them.
Yay.
The mage, however, standing there next to Odeon, fighting, taking arrows from Elara, looks up over there and just sees this fire and just immediately starts to run.
Oh, did he break initiative?
He's breaking initiative.
Okay, I'm gonna shoot him.
Odeon's first going to take a swing because
That's
he's
fine.
next
He's
to
right
him.
there.
And yeah, that's a hit plus his.
We have to remember that the rock creature
I'm
is
gonna
going to.
I'm going to communicate that we shouldn't kill him. That he may be able to answer questions.
That's-
'Cause there's something weird about this guy. So
That sounds good.
yeah.
We'll just.
All right, so he hamstrings him rather than kills him.
Okay.
Because he hears that just as he's about to like kill him, and then just hits him in the leg, and he just trips in the sand. Just blood starts coming out, and then he just tackles him. For the sake of rolling. Okay, he beats him barely. He's not much stronger than him, but he
Who
tackles
does?
him.
Odeon beat
Odeon beats him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then I can't do anything.
Stay ready.
However, there's something coming back soon,
I know. So I'm.
and if we're out of initiative,
Can
it
I
comes back
hold?
sooner.
Can I hold both my actions for him to be ready?
Yeah, it's just your attack, and then you're ready to attack him again.
So
He-
I'm ready to attack. And so he comes, and I do what once, and then I have my turn, or it's
It's
twice?
once. It's once, then you have your turn.
Okay.
So
Alright.
technically 3.
Okay.
It's a lot of hits.
And where would he come back?
Same spot.
To the fire, huh?
Well, not to the fire. He wasn't in the fire yet. He was almost there.
Okay.
He comes
Is the
back,
fire
he just,
still? Is the fire still there
he just
around
turns
us?
into.
It's only like a minute, I think.
Oh, okay, it's gone now. Yeah,
Well,
we're good.
so I mean, if I killed everybody, I don't think I would have left it up.
Just kept it. Yeah.
You're like,
You're like. I mean, what is Weirin thinking in this moment? I mean, like about his newfound abilities.
He's like, damn, this is cool.
This is much better than the good stuff. Good guy stuff sucks. Am I right?
oh, okay.
I'm just trying to get into the mind of Weirin.
So no one's alive except the mage.
That was
Does
not
Odeon-
how I expected.
Does Odeon look like he has it like well in hand?
He's got his blade to his throat. Yeah.
Okay, I tell Kalali, I say, hey, go start freeing your friends.
She's already making her way down. She's all bloodied up, but she's on her way down there. So she starts breaking the.
And I say in the
chains and
runestone to where, and I say, okay, that rock guy, he's gonna be back like very soon, so get ready.
And Odeon is just speaking to this this mage in the primordial language, and you can't understand it, but he seems very upset, like threatening him. All right, so preparing. What are you preparing to do as the elementals are returning?
I suppose I would be taking out my crossbow. Go for a distance attack.
Okay. All right, so you're standing. Yeah, you got a cool one. It does 2 shots.
Yeah. Avoid getting too close to this thing because it's
All right, so
don't want to be squished.
it comes back, Zoop, just
And I
flies
shoot
back,
it.
and it's just looking around, just very, very confused. All right, go ahead and shoot it.
16 plus 8.
I'm just gonna have you do 2 because
Well,
you're not really holding an action
well,
anymore. since you're on
but I
initiative.
shot him, and there's did that hit 16 plus 8. Okay,
Wait, there it is.
is that a 10 or an 8? That's an 8, right? That's an 8 dice.
Yes.
Okay, so that was 10 damage plus.
Nice.
26.
You gotta love that. All right.
And you said I get to do it twice. My ready action twice.
Yes. Well, it's now it's like your turn.
Now it's my turn, but shouldn't he go first and then it's my turn? Because he was ready.
Let's just say since you prepared first.
Oh.
We're out of initiative right
Oh.
now, and then we're getting back into initiative.
So go again.
Yeah. As your second attack, if you're choosing to attack twice.
I get a badge.
Gotta get rid of all
And
the
I rolled a
soldiers.
7 again. What is 7?
Oh,
We'll
snap.
say is 15.
To hit, that's not a hit.
Okay, well I roll again. Because I'm not gonna curve it because it won't. I don't want to get.
Kill the mage. Yeah, just for good measure.
So
Don't get up.
Keep putting those in.
Uh,
You can just aim for his feet. That's not gonna kill him.
Ow!
Pin him into the sand.
Okay. Okay. 16 plus 8 again.
That's a hit.
7
I'm
and
just adding on all this damage. So are you moving while you're fighting this, or you just like just
10. 22.
22?
Yeah.
Gosh.
If my math is correct. Pretty sure it is.
math is correct.
All right, your turn.
Okay.
And
so
then I'm just kidding.
she's laying waste to this thing.
Oh yeah, she's just peppering it.
I'm going to hit it with a witch bolt, which I've never used.
That one's awesome. I gotcha.
Yeah.
I'll do it for you.
Natural 20 again.
Yes.
What is happening? All right, witch bolts. Yeah, that one it's a sustained attack
So 20 damage.
with max. No, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So is that a sustained 20 damage?
It's a sustained. Well, yeah, for this turn, and then you re-roll, but you don't have to re-roll your attack. Like to, you don't have to
so
roll.
you reroll damage, but you don't reroll attack.
That's right.
Okay. Okay.
Let me make sure.
I was hoping it held up.
On
the
a
damage.
hit, target takes 1d12 of lightning damage, and on your turn, you can use your action to deal. Let's see. You can use your action to deal 1d12 lightning damage to the target. The spell ends if you use your action to do anything else.
So you got to roll that d12.
Yes. So you're just suddenly like Emperor Palpatine.
Right.
Unlimited.
Do it.
Do it.
So 20.
Every time we say do it, we always have to say it like that. I think Henry's starting to say it that way
Is he?
too.
Do it.
And then you're like, how did your talk go? Misconstrued it. Just like all these things that end in it. How'd your interview go? Blew it. That's great. What do we do with all this extra meat? Stew it. All right. Okay. All right.
Your dad is silly.
I'm gonna stop. I can keep going. He's now up to this much damage done. All right. You are now blasting it, but it is now its turn. Ooh. It's charging through the
I
lightning.
don't know why I cast Witch Bolt. I had my crossbow. Anyways, okay.
It's charging through the lightning
I
towards
thought
you.
Witch Bolt was like the bolt
That'd
and
be
the
cool.
crossbow.
That'd be
So I
cool.
was like,
Enchanted.
I don't use the
I
crossbow.
changed my mind. I got it out, but I was like, nah.
Nah. You're like, I could. I feel a
Lightning
tingling
crackling,
sensation. It's almost like the fiend and trickster. I'm like, do it. Do it.
Do it.
All right. Ooh. First one was a miss. Second one was a straight on hit.
Is it going to you?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
okay.
guess.
But you're on a horse.
I'm on a horse.
It doesn't matter.
So hopefully he hits the horse. I know that sounds so awful.
Hopefully he kills my horse.
So
No
he-
animals were harmed in the
So he
making.
comes at you. Oh yes, they were. He comes at you with this huge rock maul, and brings it down at you.
Is that like Darth Maul but with Dwayne Johnson?
Yes. No, it is a big hammer made for war. It's almost like a mallet, but it's just huge. All right, you take
The puns,
3d10.
they are endless. We have so many.
Ooh.
10.
That was 0, not 10.
10.
Jeez.
So 22. The target must succeed a DC 14 strength saving
14
throw.
strength. 20.
Okay, you
Nice.
succeed. You didn't get knocked down, but
Was
he
it a
did
natural
kill
20?
your
No.
horse, and also you feel like a like pushing back your horse, and you just go flying back. But you roll in the sand, and like you get back up, but it was 22 damage.
Okay.
You'll pay for that.
So what's Kalali doing?
She's freeing the people.
Okay.
Meaning he broke my concentration.
All right, he did break it.
So it's my turn again?
It is your turn again. It's just you two against this thing. 5's a miss, unless you want to hit Mirren.
13.
Don't you roll advantage though? Because it's
I do.
sworn.
I do. Yeah.
Yeah, she
Okay,
does do
that's
that.
better.
She pretty much is
20.
always rolling. It's
Right.
just like, no, it's your class.
20.
It's just the way it is. Arcane Archer. When you get higher levels, you're just killing everything.
20.
It's a hit.
Okay.
Yeah.
7.
What creatures have an armor class above 20? Do dragons have an armor class over 20?
I think there's one or two. Not like dragons.
19. That was just
19?
that's just the first.
Damage?
Yeah. Is it
Okay.
dead?
Nope.
Okay. I'm assuming it's 16 plus 8 because I keep rolling that number.
Yes. Yeah, that's a hit.
Yes, and I rolled an 8.
Nice.
8.
So 11.
You guys are doing so much damage to this thing.
15.
But it is a giant rock creature.
20.
Chunks are flying off this thing as her arrows are just pegging through it, and you're blasting it. It's having issues. It is now your turn.
My turn. I guess I'll use this crossbow that I got out.
That probably would be a good idea.
Ah.
Do it.
Do it. 22. And I roll that one, yes.
See the joy
What's it
on
in-
your face
yeah,
when
oh
I
yeah,
do this.
yeah, that is right. Okay.
Okay, that's just that.
11. 14.
It takes 7 damage. I'm not
Oh.
ignoring you. It's
Yeah.
just
It did.
it's a resistance to it.
Right.
Oh.
Right.
So instead of 14, it takes.
Because I don't
7.
have magic arrows like you.
If only you had.
But
witch
still,
bolts
you
in your
shot it
crossbow.
twice with the crossbow and did damage. Okay, it is its turn again, and it rolled an 18
Oh snap.
against you again.
Against me again.
Sorry, let's just do the 2 rolls.
What?
Twice 18. I am.
What?
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Okay.
Mm,
5, 8, 1, 14, and then you need to roll your saving throw. You gotta beat 14.
14.
Okay. Almost knocks you down, and then you took that damage. So
Are you
he's
dead?
Oh no,
Okay.
but it's laying into him
I keep
though.
asking because I just don't know. Are you dead? Is she dead?
Are you dying? Everyone's dead. We're all dead. Dang
Okay,
it.
it's my turn.
Yes,
I'm shooting it. By the
I
way.
assumed
18.
because that bow does double or like tons
Oh,
of
I'm
damage.
shooting it. Sorry, I'm shooting it with my piercing arrow.
Okay.
Does
And by the way,
18
you
hit?
do roll advantage on your arrows. Now, just because you hit it doesn't mean you're not going to get a natural 20 with your second one. Just saying. You can always roll advantage with your
Oh,
oath
that's
bow.
good. Does 8?
Yeah, 18 hits.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I'm just letting you know, definitely roll advantage because
Okay.
you never know.
So we'll do this part first. There's gonna be a lot of damage. You ready? So I'm rolling 2s, guys.
Lots of 2 damages.
That was 12, right?
Yeah.
Well, hold on. Plus another 1d6.
What if I told you
15.
that 3 of those rolls didn't matter? How do you want to do this?
I want to just just explode.
So you're just aiming for all the points where you think it might
Yeah,
explode?
like
Okay,
the
gotcha.
really weak spots.
You see it falling apart, and you're just aiming for those spots and just making
Yeah.
it crumble.
Yeah.
And your arrows just keep going into it, and it just keeps crumbling, and it's just like coming at you, and it just plops down, just rolls
just-
to nothing.
It's gravel.
It just turns into rocks,
Yes.
and the armor is
skipping
just still
stones.
sitting there. It's just like,
Let's take them and throw them at the mage.
well, now you're all out of initiative, and you destroyed that thing. By the way, you guys did 140 damage to it.
I'm right here. I'm right here. He's not mad. She's
really
rarely mad. It's the truth.
And just in time, here come the soldiers. I'm
Thanks
sorry.
for nothing.
The soldiers come charging up, and they see you all standing there over this mess of
And all the slaves are out.
the slaves are being released.
And
right now.
George.
And George is coming out too. He's confused, but he's
We
George.
should have gotten George out.
I know. We should have made him attack the mage or something
It
while
was.
we were.
It
That's
was.
what I was thinking.
I know,
Yeah.
but we
We got
Heat
greedy.
of battle.
got a little like.
Kill everything. By the way, it's a huge amount of XP, 2,900 for that guy, just for that one alone. Which it's a
Bringing in
pretty
the
good amount.
XPs.
Woot woot.
gets
But
you
we're-
gets you closer and closer to your next
But
level.
we're not keeping track of that. But you are.
I am. It's a lot.
Yes. Okay.
To put it in comparison, this thing is not supposed to be fought by your level most of the time, just because of the damage it can do.
Except when there's 5 of us.
Yes,
Yeah.
if it's one thing that it's 5, it doesn't matter. But if you met you alone, you'd be just dead.
Yeah.
No. I did a lot of damage on myself.
Well, it's 18 with plate armor. It has 127 hit points. It's fast, and it could just everything it's resistant to: bludgeoning, piercing, slashing, anything that's non-magical. It's immune to most things, and it's pretty much just like a death machine.
That was a good thing we
It was the
I sent
magic
it to the
that-
Feywild.
It was the magic
That
arrows
killed
that
it.
just destroyed
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
How
Arcane
many
archers,
arrows do
man.
I get? 3? Right? 3
A
each
day.
time? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, well, I'm out.
Well, it's a good time to use them.
Yeah.
So the soldiers come charging up over the top of the dunes and start attempting to circle until they realize that the battle is just ending as they're showing up.
You're just in time.
The men in the black are
I put
wearing.
my bow back away.
They look like knights. They look
to be
exactly.
like, I'm
Just
not
to
gonna
show you
fight
again what
guys.
they look like. They have spears. They have tower shields,
And they can barely see.
and they can barely see. You
But
know,
they're cool.
they have the visors. They've got the visors, which protect their heads, but not so much their vision. And
But it protects their eyes.
they start looking you over, and the one in the front is wearing a red cloak.
Does he look like Castle?
No.
Oh. I was saying,
doesn't,
like,
I'm
maybe he's a
sorry.
relative or something. I don't know anything about him. Did he have family?
He was a prince.
Yes, he did. He has a father who's one of the
Castle
generals.
was a prince?
No,
He wasn't? Oh.
he was
He was the
protecting the.
Guard to the prince.
Oh,
Right?
okay.
Yes, he was.
Oh, okay.
He was a guard to the prince.
Alright, I don't know why I thought it was Castle. Okay.
Yeah, you're good. There he is.
He's dead now, don't matter.
All right, so the guy in
Is he a
front
mage?
looks like this. He definitely looks like a mage. He looks like he was getting ready to do something as he came over the top of the hill, but then immediately just stops it. And he puts up his hand to the rest of his men, and then looks at you all and salutes you, and then asks, I suppose I don't need to exactly ask what all this is about. Looks like you handle yourselves quite well. Did you lose anyone? Does anyone need any aid?
A Kalali needs to be healed.
And she's like,
Oh, I still got 73. I'm like,
he's like, what?
I'm good.
73, 73 of what? so
73 lives, at least.
he's like, she's clearly affected by the sun, and walks up and he
That
starts
didn't
healing,
happen.
starts healing Kalali, and
Oh, that's nice.
just like closing her wounds, not like full on like healing her.
Yeah.
He's busy. He's a busy man, but
Well, that's nice that he's closing her wounds.
yeah, it's good enough, I guess. He looks.
Good enough. What else do we expect? He doesn't know us.
He looks at all the slaves, no longer slaves, I should say, and he looks at everybody and says, "Okay, so we need to get you out of here right now. Another group like this could come by any moment. We've been taking out these caravans for days now. We've been taking the slaves to a camp. There's a fort nearby that we are going to take within the next day, and we're going to use that as like a refugee center for the slaves being brought that
Well,
we take
these
out.
aren't slaves; they're free people.
What's the plan here?
The plan here is to take the city once and for all.
Will it happen?
Well, they didn't expect us to open portals.
Oh.
We opened portals on the beach. We got a few men in, and it was enough.
You took the city?
No, absolutely not. I wish. We tried to teleport within. Everyone that did that is dead. They knew we were coming, but they didn't know how we were coming. So we distracted them with the ships. And it was brilliant because they saw it coming. They started getting everything ready. Their fleet started attacking our fleet, which was fine. But then we got at least a few mages on the shore. I was one of them, and I'm proud to say that the portals that we opened, thousands of men were able to pour through before they knew what was going on. So we've surrounded their city. The fleet's getting pretty hammered. We don't know if we can keep that. But we do know that we've got the beach, and that's the most important.
All right, send us in.
He's like, I'm sorry, I don't know you. Obviously, you can handle yourselves, and I do really wish to speak to you further.
Sounds good.
He's like, let's take you to the forward camp before we do anything
Have you
else.
got a table and some chairs?
We are starving. Just kidding, we're not, because you stole enough food for us and stuff.
Yeah.
But we're probably hungry now. I'm famished.
Let's just
After a
take
battle.
whatever we want out of the caravan now.
Well, that's true. That's true.
Actually, a lot of that stuff is yours.
Yeah.
Because they did take your boat.
That's true.
Like, not your boat, but the supplies on it.
Well,
Yeah.
let's have George pack it up into a wagon and pull it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or we can take a horse.
And by the way, he sees
Horses that are alive.
he sees George, and he's looking at. He's like, "Is this with you?"
Yes.
He's looking at everybody, and
He's with us. His name's George.
George.
Yeah.
Did it name itself George?
Yes.
In roll deception.
17. I have no charisma.
Okay, he rolled a 7.
Oh.
It's just like a long day. He just kind of shrugs it off, just like,
Whatever.
okay. He probably picked it up on the road. Where did you get that? I have questions about specifically.
I thought we were
this.
gonna go somewhere first before we talk.
Well, yes. I'm sorry. By all means, let's
I-
gather what we can. But along the way, I'd like to ask you some questions about whatever this is.
Good.
I've never
'cause I
seen
would like
anything
to
quite
do,
like
a
it.
short rest or something while we talk.
Yeah, you can get atop one of our horses. It's no problem. And then he snaps, and one of his men gets down begrudgingly.
Are there any horses of these people living?
Barely.
Okay.
Not well enough to really.
Oh, so we can't use one to.
You can use some of the horses. They're just not. They just were battle.
So all of
Weary.
them are like hurt.
Well, they just traveled a great distance and were in a battle, and a lot of them died. But there's a few that are
Okay.
good enough
Okay.
to ride.
We'll just let George.
Good enough.
We hitch them to the wagon that George is pulling so that they can. I don't want them to die.
No, so George is like helping push and pull this cart.
George doesn't care.
George
Right?
doesn't care.
He's
From what we know, George
he's-
doesn't care.
He's a thoughtless, feelingless
By
creature.
the way, if you don't know, George is one of the Blight, and he's loyal to Weirin.
And we're
Yeah.
alone.
Yeah.
Only me.
So, you know along the way, the man you're speaking to, his name is Ivor. Ivor.
I'm gonna write this down.
Good.
No.
Good.
Oh, he's dead.
I'm getting rid of all these other people.
Ivor.
Ivor.
He's a mage.
Yes, he's a red mage.
I don't know what that means. Oh, I'm like leaving out.
It's his
letters.
title, the Red Mage.
The Red Mage.
All right, so he he's asking questions about it. How much are you deciding to tell him about this?
Be very careful. Don't tell him where we got him.
Right. Yeah.
You whispering to your rune?
No, I'm just whispering to him while we're walking.
That's one way you could do it. Like, really, think about it. You could, I mean, of course, Lord Bruce is hearing everything. He's like, what is happening over there? They're over there! Oh no, we have to kill him. Oh, they found out! Hey, don't tell him anything. What is happening over there?
Well, now he knows not to tell anybody about the blight.
Occasionally, he just like pipes in. What is going on over there?
Right, Bruce. Just kidding. This is all hypothetical.
Some of it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I probably would tell him that the blight was magically born, and at least I assume so, and I don't know why, but for some reason that listens to me.
Interesting. Some creature of the woodlands decides to imprint and follow you into the desert. Very curious.
Yeah.
He just looks at you.
What do you know about?
Roll deception because you're not telling the full story.
Oh well, it's
He's
half
not,
true.
Not lying completely.
15.
He believes you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
At least it looks like he does, but you can tell the way he's looking at you. He's just like, interesting. I'm quite fascinated. He says, well, I would like to study just a little bit more sentient creatures like this. They're pretty rare.
What's your interest?
Purely for a learning aspect, just in case I ever come across one in the woods.
Insight check. 14.
There's definitely more to it, but he's not giving it out.
Insight checks.
He's definitely not.
I always forget about insight checks.
He's a little bit too persistent about this.
He is-
You make your way
yeah,
to the
when he like
camp.
was like, I don't want to talk. Let's
Yeah.
go to the.
Yeah. And he's like, wait a minute, tell me all about that. I want to know everything. And you
Yeah.
tell him a little bit, and he's like, I want to know more. And you're like, that's everything. He's like, no, I know you're going to say something else.
It's pretty good. I think for now on he should just kind of sound a little like Urkel. Little Steve Urkel, thrown in there.
That's not how Steve sounds.
I think you're thinking of...
Fat Albert. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if you were thinking of Pee Wee Herman, maybe.
I was like, that's not
He's
Urkel.
channeling all three.
Urkel was like nasally and.
I'm just imagining the way he's dressed.
Oh.
Just kidding. He's not like that bad.
Yeah, Urkel's, did I do that?
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Unless, but until
References
he's
are
like,
late.
when he goes into his that's not
Cool guy, when he's a
Yeah.
cool guy.
He has that machine that makes him like handsome and like cool.
To be honest, I didn't watch much of
And
it.
he's like, hey, I'm sexy now.
You didn't ever watch like TGIF?
Like, barely.
Like we couldn't wait.
I watched The Fresh Prince like nonstop.
We didn't really watch The Fresh Prince that much.
Oh,
We
too
liked
bad. And The
Family
Cosby
Matters,
Show. I really liked The Cosby Show.
Full
Despite the man,
House,
I thought that was a good
Home
show.
Improvement.
Anyway, hi everyone.
Boy
We're
Meets
playing
World.
D&D, but this is related somehow.
We're now talking 90s sitcoms.
Welcome to our 90s sitcom podcast in the middle of our D&D show. It's like Inception, but much more boring.
And not as dangerous.
Okay, just checking.
Maybe, maybe.
All right, so you get to the forward camp, and like he said, there are thousands, nearing 10,000. Just you can see them
Of
soldiers. There's camp set up all the way around the outside. Looks like they're just securing that part of the beach that you were at.
Should we let them know that we knew Castle?
You wouldn't know who to tell at this point, but you can definitely say so. You know his father was someone important, you just don't know who it was. He didn't talk much and then
Do we
died.
know his last name?
No, actually, you never learned it.
But he was from, what's the name of the place?
Jibber, the same place that these guys are from. He had the same armor.
Yes.
Hello. Oh wow, that's so wet.
She likes to eat
She's
everything.
really chewing on it. She's getting mad, so we probably should.
Yeah, we should step to.
wrap
Don't worry,
up.
this is a good spot. Let's get to
your
this thing right
bathroom.
here.
No, you can't get my bathroom. How about you dry up? I'm soaking wet.
Anyone that hasn't seen that, Mr. Tim. It's with an
It's
N.
incredible.
Look it up. It's good. All right. So, quickly, we get to the forward camp, and there is. They lead you into a big tent. It's like red velvet, like really well ornate and beautiful. Everything's black and red. They are very into their.
Hello, Empire.
Yeah, they're like theme. The other ones are black and gold. Like the Empire that's taken everything. Which is interesting because these people aren't like most kingdoms that have been overthrown by the Empire. They will still have a flag of the Zentarian, but they don't. They do not have that. So they've never been conquered by the Empire. So they're still a free monarchy. So this is independent of the Empire never bothered to try to take this land. They just were like,
What's the land called?
it's called Kemecht. It's KHE -MEKT.
This place?
The
This place
whole
where
empire
Where the sorry.
in the south, the desert area.
Oh, okay.
So,
So they just brought you into a tent.
okay.
Is what they are doing.
Patriarchy's king ruled, not church ruled, right?
This one is strictly family ruled.
Yeah. Okay. What you call it? You called it a monarch.
It's a monarchy, but it's
Yeah.
through the
Yeah.
the patriline. I don't remember. It's all Latin stuff.
Yeah.
The point is that
Yeah,
it's
it's a
all
family.
male family
It's
members.
a kingdom run by.
Kingdom.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
And regents depending on age. All right, so you walk in and the strong scent of incense is burning. It's a very nice tent that's well taken care of. There's servants standing by, but they're at the
Does
head.
Kalali come with us, or does she go with the?
Oh, she came with you for now.
Oh.
I'm gonna take your lip.
Oh, and it's wet.
She's very proud of herself.
Oh, she is.
Oh, cute.
Oh.
Anyway,
love you.
as you step in,
Flattery.
you do see a crowned figure sitting there talking to his advisors around a little table.
I don't
So
know.
he's a king.
Oh, I was wondering if it was the prince.
Oh no, but the prince is there.
Is he there in the tent?
You wouldn't recognize
I
him.
know.
But
I would.
but you would.
And Odeon.
Yeah. As soon as you walk in, he looks up from his from their plotting, and he sees you and he just says, "You made it out alive." by made it out alive, he's talking about the Underdark,
Right.
of course,
Right. Yeah.
because he went one way and you guys went the other.
Uh-huh.
Castle was with you, and then he got he got separated and just it was all big, just a big mess.
Of course, and you as well.
He says, barely. I made it out with the slaves, but luckily I did because they had a bit of information on the 3 cities that we're trying to take. So here we are, and it seems to have worked out to our benefit. But we have much to catch up on. But what are you doing here?
We are here to kill. we're here
the
to
battlements
destroy
are
the
quite the
government.
Your initial mission lives on,
Yeah.
right?
All right, so
Ugh.
he says, well, I've never had the opportunity to introduce my father to anyone because he knows most of the brave soldiers around. But his name is Salazar, and he stands up. He's like, I can introduce myself.
Slytherin. Sorry, Harry Potter's on my mind all the time.
It's a Turami name. It's anyway.
Ugh.
It's very southern.
Southern shore of the inner sea, type people. So he's got a very
that's his name.
he's got a very dark complexion. He spends a lot of time outside. He's very leathery, but he's really strong. You can tell he fights his own wars,
Ooh.
which is admirable but stupid because if it's a monarchy,
But he's a son.
He has a son. He's not worried about the kingdom itself, it seems.
He's a warrior. He wants to die
A warrior king.
in a
Sure.
battle.
That's kind of what you get from him.
I can respect that.
You hear a very loud roar
Ugh.
outside, Not outside like the
Is it
tent.
a dragon?
It's not.
Okay.
Rawr.
You wouldn't recognize the roar, but
I was like, 2 dragons and what? This is crazy.
Matter of
says-
days.
he says, "Oh, you've looks like they've already summoned it," and everyone's kind of looking around nervously, and
Sure, what?
the mage Ivor says, "It's perfectly safe. It's under our control."
That sounds believable. Insight check.
You can tell he's nervous, and he's like backing towards the tent door, like I've got to go help with what they just summoned.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh, Mina.
And the prince turns to you, kind of like as the king's speaking to him. He says, "They summoned something called a gray render. It's quite large, but it should help us in the siege. It seems some of our intelligent beast masters and mages decided it would be best to send large beasts against the walls first."
Sorry, the chair's really loud.
No, you're good.
If it works.
Let me. Oh, it's gray. I hate gray.
How's your phone doing, by the way? Is it? I'm gonna check this.
It should be almost dead.
Looks like it's still running.
Yeah, it's still going. We're at the end here, so it doesn't matter, even if it just died, which it shouldn't. You see, as he opens the tent, this huge creature rear up its head, and you can see that. You see this, like just this
it's
top half.
gross.
It's pretty big. It's thrashing about a little bit, but you see a bunch of mages like rush as the tent flaps close, and then just sounds of like magic, arcane energy, and it just goes down to like almost like a purr sound, like this really like rattling sound. It calms down, but the king laughs and said, "Well, they didn't expect a portal, and they're not going to expect one of these." It took great effort to find one.
Do I know anything about the what is it?
Gray render. Roll history.
Amazing. You know everything
23.
about
You
it.
know that they are. In your study of monsters as you've traveled, your father insisted that you learn as many as possible and their weaknesses. You know that they are very interesting creatures as they reproduce by just, there's like sacs, like little nodules that will just fall and a new one will be born. But they're extremely loyal to whatever they like imprint on.
That's what it makes me. It makes me think of Cloverfield.
Kinda, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
who knows?
It's kind of what it
They
looks
probably
like.
got that
too.
idea, but
Yeah.
if something falls off its neck and someone's next to it, and it like it doesn't act like motherly, or it just leaves it because they know it's gonna be fine. They just leave it. But it looks for the babies look for like some kind of like teacher, something to
So if
like
it imprints on an enemy, then that's a bad thing.
yes.
Oh.
But it would be good if it was an ally. So if they make more and they keep imprinting on.
And they make sure that they.
It doesn't happen often though. It's like it's pretty rare. But you learned a lot about them.
So they're not dropping left and right.
No, that would be chaos.
Oh.
But you know that they've been
You
hunted.
probably should have led with
You know
that.
that you know that they've been hunted near to extinction
Oh, okay.
for their ferocity in battle. They
Okay.
used to be used quite frequently, and now people pretty much don't think they exist so much. But
Like elephants.
yeah, but they're very,
We told you there was going to be elephants.
very strong hides.
And with that, I'm just kidding.
with that, but the point is that they are using interesting tactics, siege weapons and beasts.
Chaotic neutral. I'm just kidding.
It's true. Which is weird for a monster that big to be neutral. It's chaotic, but it's
Yeah.
can be controlled.
Yeah.
And Odeon says, "Well, who is it imprinted on? What if he dies? You better not keep him near the front. Because if that thing loses it and joins the other side." He's like, "We've already thought of that, and we have people standing by to take it down."
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Writing notes.
You?
No, you? Or I thought you were
No,
writing
I
notes.
was. I'm doodling.
Oh, okay.
Doodle.
Doodle doodle.
My page is decorated.
Well,
It's
and then the prince
beautiful.
says,
I just need like colors now.
Yeah.
"I'm to lead against this fort tomorrow. There's a small fort nearby that they're holding. They should have supplies, which we desperately need in this desert. Would you mind helping me with that? I heard what you did over there. Like, literally heard what you did over there.
Did,
Well, we were trying to get your attention, so.
so did that mage guy get taken prisoner? We kind of just.
Yeah, you gotta take a
Okay,
prisoner.
all
They're gonna
right.
Well,
interrogate him
we
the best
would
they
like
can.
to talk to him.
Yeah.
We
Okay.
have our own mission, and as long as this doesn't get
And
in
he
the
looks
way,
back. He looks back to the king, and King Salazar looks down and just nods and continues speaking to his advisors. He's like, just whatever, you know. I've got other things to deal with.
grabbing my nose.
He consents and says you may speak to him.
Sounds good. All right. First, I think we need to rest.
He says, yes, we have tents for the men. It's daytime, so they're not going to be using them. You can rest until you feel ready. We're not going to be attacking the main city until we get our whole force prepared and ready.
Okay, because I need to take a full rest because I need my arrows back.
That's fine. And
Because we know what they can do. I mean, that vanishing arrow alone is
Right.
a lifesaver.
oh, it's get the big guy out of the way for a few rounds, and then
Got the little ones.
yeah,
Oh,
because if he had charged in
Solo
with
him.
the group, it would have been
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah,
Alright.
isolate him and solo him out.
All right, so he says, "Go ahead and rest. We'll see you, and I'll talk to you. I'm sorry to just ask you right away. I mean,
we came here to take down
war
the city
takes away propriety
in
just
one
a
way or
little."
another.
He's like, "Well, if we can capture all the forts, then they can't get a hold behind us, and that's a big deal. I'm gonna send a contingent of my men with myself and the Great Render, and see if we can take this fort without too many casualties.
And you want us to take the fort with you? Okay.
I trust you. You know that you seem to know their tactics. We could use you." And then he looks back at his father and says, "And you need to prove yourself just a little more to the kingdom to just start charging the front lines with us. We want to make sure that you're fully in."
Okay.
If you choose to, you don't have to come and help me. You can do whatever mission you were on your way to do.
Yeah, I think this might help us
Yeah, our goals seem to align
for now.
for now.
He's like, "Well, we'll be in your debt for sure. And it's good to find soldiers, but heroes is another thing entirely."
I think I rather like the idea of the prince being in debt to us.
And he looks at you and goes,
I put my hand on my sword. Just kidding. Just kidding. Don't kidding.
"Queen Alara."
No.
All right.
She doesn't want to be a queen. She's a warrior.
She wants to be an empress.
She wants to be
Empress and nothing else.
If we're gonna take this any further, I have to let you know we have to conquer the whole world.
You know the guys up
All
north?
or nothing.
You know the guys up north with the huge, massive armies? Yeah, let's take them out too. All right. So we're going to end there tonight. So the decision's been made to go forward in this plan. So we have, just to make sure I have all the names correct. I don't want to suddenly be like, Ivor the king.
I wrote it down.
I knew his name, I just forgot it, and then I had to look it in the book because I was like, it was the third one. All right.
She's very sleepy.
Anyway, thank you so much for watching. We're ending a little bit earlier, which is not much earlier. So thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. And may your rolls always be natural ones, just not natural ones. I have a lot of videos coming out this week of Death's Gambit. So if you're interested in that series, thank you, by the way, for all the support. I didn't know I'd get that many views on it. So keep watching and let me know what you think. See you next time. Goodbye. Top right. You're right. The finish button.
And then I say end.
Yes. Goodbye.